Well, hello and good morning or good evening or whatever. We are here to inflict shenanigans upon you in a game that SJ is going to tell us about.
The game is Kids on Brooms. It's a spin-off of Kids on Bikes. Think Harry Potter, but better. We have our own houses. Harry Potter exists in this world in book form, but the magical community is not super fond of it. The only plus side it gives is nymphs that know about Harry Potter. It's a little less jarring when they come to the magical world because they at least have something similar to fall back on. As far as the mechanics, you get for every stat you have a corresponding die going down from D20 to D4. Whenever you use magic, you get to add a D4 as your magic die. If you roll the max on that stat, you get what's called a lucky break. So even if you have a D4 in a stat and the check is 15, there's a small chance if you keep rolling that max 4 over and over again until you succeed. There's similar to boons or minor boons. There's adversity tokens, which sometimes I'll just give them out because someone does something funny or whatever, because I can. Or every time they fail a dice roll, they get an adversity token. They fail forward. They can give them to other people unless it's a snap decision and they can't help each other. So snap decision is something like someone's throwing a punch at them. You don't have time to react or think out a plan. You just have to roll. So you can't be helped and you can't take half of your stat die. If it's a planned action and you have plenty of time, for example, I want to cast a spell to open this door. You have plenty of time to think about it. I tell you the brains roll is 10. You have a D20. You could just say, I take half. I think that's about it. Anything else we can cover if it's confusing? And we'll start off with Kels. You can introduce your character.
Right. So I'm Misha, or Misha_3 here on Twitch, or at Misha Weha on Twitter or Tumblr. In this game, I'm playing Kels. She's the reluctant oracle trope, which means sometimes she gets cool visions and stuff that she writes down or draws. In general, let's see, cool things. Her best stat is brains, which means it's the D20. Her worst stat is brawn, because she is still small. That's about it. We still needs to pay off a debt to Sammy, but we're working on it slowly. It's Tuesday though, and it needs to be done by Friday, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see, Brigham. Well, Hatter's unavailable because he's not feeling well, but Brigham's doing great. He's training with the underwater hockey club a lot. Close practices. They do not let us in. Go ahead, Aspen. There we go.
Hi, I'm Sin, or Sinful__potato on Twitch and most other social medias. I play Aspen, who is the haughty descendant trope. Is a pureblood, grew up in the magical world. Her family has magical creature sanctuary, and she basically grew up with magical creatures, so she knows a lot about them and can communicate with different creatures that she knows about with the strength of wild speak, and she has the psychic connection with her familiar Seth, who is a potato dragon. Her highest stat die is fight, evident of when she got into a fight first day. And then her lowest is grit, because she has no chill. Why?
Hello, I'm Twi'lek, and I'm playing Gustav. Gustav is a member of House Lupercal, whose mascot is a bear lion, and as such, we all have very cute ears. 0.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Zero Daylight, or Michael. And I am playing Phineas Rook, who is a weird kid. I mean, these are all kind of weird kids, but he's a real weird kid. He has some family of origin issues. and stuff because his granny's a hag. And since we're talking about things that they're good at, he is good at spying on people, either directly or through his familiar, which is sort of a raven, or like the shadow of a raven, who may or may not have been a plague doctor and executioner who was cursed to spend 100 years as a raven shadow or something. So fun guy. And he is very good at flying and hiding and stuff. And he is not so good with the brawny stuff. And he thinks in weird ways, so he's also not very smart. I mean, he's clever and insightful, but like connecting the dots is not his thing. He's much more likely to, hey, we should just do random stuff, like go sneak into the forest with all the monsters.
Yeah, definitely nothing will go wrong last time. It went great the first time.
Yeah.
And the second time. So.
Oh, did we tell you where the familiar costume contest is?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Good luck getting anybody to enter.
I know, exactly. The one person who shows up wins, and then they die horribly, but whatever. They get to die satisfied that they won something.
Good way to go out. So where we left off is you guys did a lot of plotting. You guys mentioned summoning the dead spirit of Professor Stillwell to see if he's actually alive or not, or to ask him of his side of the story. You guys talked about setting up teachers, so Professor Ames and Ms. Mesmer, and then at some point Ms. Moss and Mr. Mang. And then you guys talked about this familiar contest. You talked about... There was a lot of ideas thrown out there.
Don't forget the hour-long conversation about kissing.
Yes, about who you guys were going to ask to the dance, about never kissing anybody, who you would kiss, asking about Sai's girlfriend, a lot of other random, high school stuff that you would talk about. Fine, pretty normal.
Yes, surprising. An actual normal high school conversation rather than summoning spirits of the dead or etc. I think that plans on the let's not do that. And the setting up the teachers is maybe let's do that, but low key. But we came up with a new plan, which was familiar costume contest.
Yes.
Which I think is a go.
Yes.
Seemed like the best way forward for whatever schemes we have.
Yes. We needed a notebook,
Yes.
or at least a notebook, the cover of which is superficially similar to Sai's notebook, so that we can create a dummy Sai notebook to give to Sammy, so Kells doesn't have to sleep with the fishes. And then we need to get at least 2 of our sponsors to take us into town so we can shop for supplies for the contest. And then maybe there will be a cactus that shows up somehow, and a wonderful love poem.
We did establish multiple times that cactuses are indeed a flower of love.
Yes.
As long as you accompany with a poem about how a cactus is a flower of love.
Or just like a lengthy diatribe. Like, I know this doesn't seem right, but here, just give me a second. Let me explain it. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys threw out the Professor Stillwell out the window, especially because you couldn't get Tim to help you.
I know. He's a jerk. But we will make him our friend. He will be our bestie.
Right now, he hates us because he's pretty sure our group is a source of...
Considering you're the only people
knows.
that knew, and it's like you guys recently found out and brought it up to him, now everybody suddenly knows.
None of us would ever break that kind of confidence. What are you talking about?
Well, first of all, Izzy knew, so it was going to happen at some point.
Oh, that's true.
Whatever you have to say to help you absolve yourself.
Whatever. Kels feels incredibly guilty because telling Sammy in detail about it was the reason she was able to get an extension to Friday for dealing with her debt problems.
Look, don't worry. You just only have one class where you sit right next to him today.
Shit.
Well,
he's never talked to me before that class, so hopefully it'll keep up.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? He can be possessed and beat you up. and not get in trouble for it, which, by the way, is a really great get out of jail free card, which is kind of one of the reasons that I want to start summoning spirits. Because it's like, I didn't do it. It was the spirit. I didn't set that dormitory on fire with all the bullies in it.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, we'll start the next morning, which is a Tuesday morning. Gustav, you're stopped before you leave for the morning by the same guy that had you go to Sammy's room the night before. He let you sleep on it. You said you wanted to tell him in the morning what you were willing to accept to do the job that he gave you.
Indeed. Yes. As I approach Sammy, I bow several times in a row. Step forward, bow, step forward, bow. You know how it goes.
You're fine. Just take a seat. Did you make a decision?
Yes, sir. I've got a bit of a problem. I'm sure you know, but Mac doesn't like me. He's never bullied. He's never liked me. He's been a bully since I first got to the school, and I can't get him to stop. I've tried everything, and I was wondering if you could help.
You've made quite a few bullies or enemies in the Lupercal house since the incident of trying to punch Mac in front of everybody and then telling the administration about it when he essentially tried to get you both off punishment. So you lost house points. You and he lost house points that you didn't need to. So
he started it.
I get it, but being a snitch is not the best trait to have. A lot of people are gonna not respect that.
I was just desperate. He just wouldn't stop, no matter what I tried.
You thought that was gonna stop him?
Yes, I tried everything else. If this didn't work, then nothing would. And that's why I'm coming to you, sir. Can you help me?
I can, but I have to do so without ruffling too many feathers. What I can do is I can have somebody watch your room to ensure nobody messes with it while you're gone.
Yes, sir.
We'll say I'll have a guy on it for the next month. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir.
Great, we have a deal. Remember, 3 to 5 minutes. That's all we need. Make sure he doesn't lock the classroom. We're good.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. The guy comes in and kind of nods, lets you know it's time to leave.
I bow every step of the way on the way out too.
The guy kind of like has his hand on his back and is kind of ushering you forward and out.
Outside, I look to the next person waiting to go into Sammy's room and I give them a sort of nod. You can do it.
They're sweating. All right. So breakfast time. Assume you guys all go to breakfast. Izzy rushes you, Kels. She's like, you had a study group with Sai and you didn't invite me?
Well, it just kind of happened, you know?
So you come and get me.
I was in the groove of studying.
This is how you repay me after I hold on to that hot goss and give it to you instead of Sammy?
Well, I got you that poster, didn't I? Signed?
Fine. I forgive you for now, but next time, come get me.
Okay.
Also, I heard he's been hanging out with Cal there by himself.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're doing a thing.
What do you mean, a thing?
Don't worry about it.
I am worried about it.
It's nothing to worry about.
Right, but I want to know regardless.
Well, you could ask Calder.
Really, Kels?
It's not my place to say.
Is that how this relationship's working now? Fine, I'll keep that in mind. You guys all meet up for breakfast?
Can I ask my sister if she'll be a judge for our contest?
You can.
So I'll go over to where she's probably sitting.
Staying with
with
a
her
bunch of the other prefects. In fourth years. Oh, hey Aspen, staying out of trouble?
Yeah, or at least trying to. My friends and I are holding a contest for like a costume talent contest for familiars, and like you can dress up with your familiar and whatnot. And we were wondering if you wanted to be a judge.
Oh. That sounds cool. Do you have more information on it? When is it?
Did we decide?
This weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
I think we only decided it like last night.
Shouldn't you push it off a little bit? That way people have time to prepare, clear their schedules. People probably already have plans this weekend. And that way you can advertise it better, put up posters and flyers, maybe get some sponsorship by like Creature Club or something, some teachers to help out, make it more official.
I'll ask them.
Okay, well, let me know.
Okay. And Aspen will go back to the group.
So, we need an upperclassman, judge, and a faculty judge. You know who might make a really interesting faculty judge instead of Mr. Mang? Our new potions master.
Oh, no.
Yes. Well, he's new to the school. This is a really good way for him to get to know people and to be seen to support something good and make a name for himself. And he hasn't had a chance to sponsor any events before. It's also a good way of us sussing him out.
Okay, that might be, but I don't want him to get comfortable at the school because I don't want him at the school.
But what if it's a matter of lulling him to a false sense of security? The people who sought him out to involve him more deeply in school spirit couldn't possibly be behind his eventual ouster.
Okay, I have a signed list with literally all of our names on it.
We'll just take your name off.
No.
Or do what a politician does and then do it and then say it never happened to his face. Your followers will probably believe you.
My followers?
Yes, the people who sign your pact.
Huh. You're the people who signed my pact.
Oh. Well, I would believe you.
No, we don't need to involve this guy.
Kels, you go to look for your little petition as you're speaking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's missing.
I started digging through all my papers again.
Out there.
Oh no, the petition's gone. I'll have to start a new one.
It wasn't me.
Did you write down what it was on the paper? Like potion master.
It's very clear.
I
Mm.
feel like
the
just having
bold
people
list
sign a
of
sheet of
reasons.
paper that could be for anything. It's got to be official.
Yeah.
Perhaps he found out
Exactly.
about it and used his secret agent skills to purloin it.
I'm pretty sure teachers just talk to you about things.
Well, teachers would, but not a secret agent posing as a teacher.
It was going to be public anyway, wasn't it? Once you had enough signatures, you were going to show him.
Yeah. And if he didn't show any improvements in the class teaching, I was probably going to give him a few weeks at this point, since we've only had like 2 classes. Like, he could start giving homework. Though Mateo said that they just learned the same potion that we learned last time. We did eating and then we did cooling. We already done those.
Well, the good news is we're in the clear to have him be a sponsor of the costume and talent contest. You can delay your regathering of signatures until after that.
I guess. Except, I don't think would be a good judge for this. I think you should still reach out to Mr. Ming first.
Oh, all right.
I mean, you guys do have potions as your first class.
I know, right? So convenient. Does anyone have a notebook that looks like this? This color, yay big? You know, like size. Or at least close enough.
I might have one that's around that size.
Okay. Do you, though?
I can definitely have one.
Okay, well, good. That's one problem solved. We just need to rip the cover off and stick it on the cover of the copy notebook that Zai is making. Or get him to make or we could just have him put information in this one.
Yeah, Gustav is always prepared.
Yes. Where is Zai?
He's probably sleeping in. Probably skips breakfast to get a little more
Yes.
sleep.
All right.
He's usually
I
up
will
late.
pass over the notebook.
Yes. Kels, you should give it to him. And inform him of because he wants to kiss you. So,
What? No.
well, he would.
That's not how that conversation went.
No,
all.
he would, except that he has a girlfriend.
I don't think that's how that went at all either.
I think that's how it went.
I think that's what Rith said.
I think that he would have been happy to kiss either you or Aspen, except that he has a girlfriend.
Well, Rith would have been happy to kiss it.
Yeah.
I got a
Silent
sense of,
tried to avoid the conversation because he has a girlfriend.
I took his silence as affirmation. But
He-
Rith
he
definitely
was-
wants to kiss you, so maybe you can involve Rith somehow in your conversation.
Silent was definitely letting you do things to his arm that could have been dangerous.
It's true. He has a pet name
I
for you.
mean, that's just magic stuff. That's normal.
Just
I
saying.
think he trusts you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, trusts you, and you definitely didn't try to be friends with him just because you owed stuff to the mob and needed to get close to him.
No one knows that except
Definitely not
except
that.
for Kels.
Izzy, Izzy
The
also
little-
knows that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guilt needles continue.
All right, fine.
Well,
I will talk to him about the. Thank you
Yeah,
for the
you're in the
notebook. I will
same-
talk to him.
House and everything.
I mean, you sit next to him in potions. Kills,
I do.
so.
So
But
if he
it's
does
fine.
show up in potions, I can give it to him then.
Yes. What else? And we need to talk to people to get us to go into town, to take us into town, so we can buy supplies and things for the contest.
Well, your sponsors are Professor Levi, Ms. Mesmer, Professor. I don't think Brigham ever got one. You got the game warden, and then Gustav's Professor Ames.
Yes. And obviously the choices are Miss Mesmer and Professor Ames.
Mumbling of cactuses. Aspen, did you relate what your sister said?
No, but I can do that now. Basically, she says it's too soon to do it this weekend, and that maybe we should wait till later and like get a sponsorship from the Creature Club.
But if we wait till later, then it won't be a very good distraction.
Distraction for what?
For whatever else happens.
I mean, to be honest, it does make more sense to wait till the next weekend. Because then we can have time to get to town and everything, to get all the supplies and get our stuff set up. Because we don't even have any, like, posters or materials or the rules written out. I mean, you could host, like, a pre-contest something or other. Like an interview process to register.
Oh. And we could do that this weekend.
Yeah, like a little preview of what they want to do.
Yes, because interrogating the familiars is one of the things we absolutely want to do. I'm sure we'll learn a lot of really valuable things, given that our conversations with familiars thus far have been so illuminating.
So, Aspen, if you're going to be talking to the familiars, perhaps you could talk to a teacher and book a room in to do that in, and the rest of us can spread word of the contest.
Yes.
Do you want me to talk to Mr. May, and would that be the room we would do things in?
It's also your last class of the day. It's with Mr. May.
Good point. So, we need sponsors to take us to town to get supplies, to make signs and things, and clipboards for the judges, and various other things, which that needs to happen this weekend. We need a room for the interviews for the contestants. I suppose we could ask about being sponsored by the Creature Club. But, I mean, technically, this is all in benefit of the Drip Foundation for Lost and Wayward Familiars. But it couldn't hurt, I suppose. What else do we need?
What do you list off? I mean, we need to make flyers.
Decorations.
We need something to. I guess we got to confirm our judges before we really make them up.
Oh,
I can
right,
draft
judges.
What it is, yeah, judges.
Well, we have
snacks.
Sai. Did your sister agree, Aspen?
She said it was too soon, so maybe if I go back and say it's next week, she'll join.
All right.
Oh, and if we get the flyers, maybe the Creature Club can help put them up and stuff like that, or make copies, because I don't think I know how to do. They don't have copying machines, so.
Oh, this is a perfect chance to learn. Well, if we can have someone in aid of this endeavor teach us a more reliable copying spell. Is there like a an
You have
InDesign spell?
transfiguration.
Yeah, is there like an InDesign spell or something where you can do a little bit of graphic design with magic and then make copies?
Yes, but you guys have barely learned how to change something's color. So
But Kels is very smart.
doing all that would
I'm
be
sure she can figure it out.
very complicated. But
She's
I'll have
advanced.
you know that's as well as telling yellow, I was also a little bit mushy.
Yes. And you smell delicious.
Thank you.
you can also find some artistic students to design a poster for you, and then maybe try to duplicate that or something.
Who do we know who's artistic? Is it Tim?
I mean, you guys have a lot of. Spaderis is the creative house, so there's plenty of artists there.
Yes.
You could ask Izzy, but she's.
He's
you can see
put
his
out,
faces.
I think.
Yeah.
Where is Izzy?
She's sitting with Mateo right now.
I will go over to Izzy.
Oh gosh, what, Phineas?
Hello, Isabel.
That's not even my name.
Oh, I thought it was. Your given name is Izzy. Not Isabella or Isabel or Isadora.
No,
Isolde.
no. Can I help you?
How peculiar. Yes, you can actually. We are going to be having a familiar costume beauty talent contest. Apparently next week because planning is required or something. And it is sure to be the social event of the season, at least until the fall ball when people kiss each other. There may or may not be kissing at the costume contest. I'm not quite sure. But it is going to be a great opportunity to see and be seen. And there will be lots of conversation between Aspen and familiars where people's secrets might come out.
And I'm sure you would share all of them with me.
Why not? How are they going to come out if we don't share them strategically?
I don't believe you. Give me a charm roll, difficulty 10.
How dare you? And what is my
What is
charm?
your charm?
What is my charm? It's not great, but it's not my worst stat.
It is definitely your
It is your
worst
worst
stat.
No, no.
Yeah.
My worst stat is brawn.
No,
It says D4 for charm.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, that's why. Never mind. Well, that was a lucky break on a 6. Oh,
Shame.
well. It is not a lucky break, so that's a 2.
What are you even asking me?
Oh, it was just if you wanted to participate and spread the word. And if you wanted to be part of the first annual Drip Foundation for Lost and Wayward Familiars fundraiser and costume contest.
Like Drip as in silent?
Yes. He's starting a foundation, given the pain and anguish he went through, thinking that he had nearly lost Drip. He wants to give back to the community. And thought you might be interested in participating, but if you're not interested, that's fine. I'm sure we can go do it on our own. Okay, bye. Sorry to bother you. And I just stand there.
I guess I could spread the word, but I need more information about it if I'm going to properly spread word about it.
Well, or you could help us plan it. You want to be involved, right? You know so much about...
Do I have to do work?
Well, you know so much about things. Like publicity.
Right, which is why you need my help.
I mean, if you don't want to help, if you don't want to make life better for lost and wayward familiars.
I just think it's funny how you are always hating on me about knowing all these things and making a point, and then you're all about it when you need it.
I don't understand what you're saying.
You're a hypocrite, Phineas.
Am I?
Yes.
How so?
Exactly what I said is you disapprove of the way I operate, but then you're all about it when it benefits you.
Oh, well. Sort of.
Maybe if you apologize to me for how mean you are to me.
For what? For being mean to you? Am I mean to you?
Yes, all the time. You are always throwing shade at me.
I see. So you don't want me to throw shade at you anymore?
No. Why are you being weird right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just... That turn of phrase made me think of some things. Never mind. Well, certainly if I've done anything to hurt your feelings or made you feel unappreciated, I apologize.
And
Oh, there's more.
yeah, an apology isn't just saying, like, there's saying you're sorry and there's apologizing.
Isn't it just a word choice?
Now, sorry is just like, oh, my bad, that happened, and then it's done. An apology is, I'm sorry that happened, and I'm not going to do it again. I'm actually sorry and apologizing, and I'm going to change that action.
Oh, I see. That's where the not throwing shade part comes in.
Right. Especially in front of Silent.
Will have you know, I have gone out of my way to mention you multiple times in my frequent conversations with Silent.
That's what I'm worried about.
In a generally positive light.
I will help with the familiar contest.
Good. I appreciate that.
Is there something else?
No.
Okay.
Hello, Mateo.
Hey, Phineas.
I'm thinking lots of things to say right now, but I'm not saying them. You're welcome.
Well, yeah, thanks. It's really awkward with you just standing here, though. You're kind of lurking.
I'm still thinking of things.
Could you think over there?
Okay, now I'm done. Bye.
Okay.
Well, she's in a mood.
Yeah.
It's almost like someone hurt her feelings and she's taking it out on me.
Yeah. Maybe I'll talk with her later.
That's fine, I can take it. It must be very difficult to be so brash and also sensitive. Ooh.
She is a 14-year-old girl.
Maybe her outgoing, confident persona hides insecurity. Maybe it's all a mask.
I'm sure no teenager whatsoever has ever put on a mask to do some sort of front for everybody else.
I haven't put a mask on since that one ritual.
Phineas, you've been talking with the counselor and stuff, right?
Oh, yes.
It's been going well?
Well, I think so. We talk a lot about her retirement plans.
I see.
She seems very, very anxious, which is understandable. She must hear some really horrible stories and have to deal with very traumatic things speaking to so many teenagers. But, oh, Isabella's
Yeah.
helping. I'm sorry, her name is not, which is very strange. What parent would do that? Maybe that's another reason she's so sensitive.
Els, you know her name is Ismene.
Yeah. Her name is Isme?
Oh, well, I didn't guess that one.
It's in the NPC tab as well.
You didn't guess it.
Well,
She
Phineas can't
introduced-
read the NPC tab.
Well, no, I think she introduced you way back.
Oh, I thought she
Yeah,
was
I
always
understand
Izzy.
you're hard to
But
remember.
anyway, it's fine. Okay, well, that can't be another source of her trauma. I thought maybe they had named her Izzy with like a heart over the eye.
I don't think you can put hard
They're
eyes
very-
on documentation.
Cephalon heavy house of knowledge and whatever, which is why she didn't think she was going to be a Seth, because she's very different from her family, but
I see.
still a Seth.
I see. Anyway, well, someone should see to her feelings because they are quite prickly at the moment. Almost like a cactus. Anyway, but she's going to
no.
assist with putting out the word
All right.
about the contest. So now all we need is signs, a room, and sponsors, judges,
All right. Well,
and maybe a plan for the parameters of the contest.
I can write out our plan for
Good.
what we want to do
Good.
and what is needed. And then we can distribute to who needs to know for making posters and flyers and gathering things.
Yes. Gustav, will you speak to Professor Ames about taking us to town?
You have his class today too.
And okay, I can do that.
All right. Well, good. Progress.
But we need Miss Mesmer to take us to town too.
Yes, of course.
So if I try to arrange for it for the town trip to happen this weekend, on the Saturday, and then we could do the interviews on the Sunday, and then next weekend can be the actual contest.
Yes. Perhaps it would be best for Miss Mesmer and Professor Ames to speak together about it.
So I should ask Professor Ames to go to Miss Mesmer's room to talk to her.
Seems wise.
Okay, I can do that.
Anything else?
See. If not, you guys can go to potions, your first class of the day.
Okay.
And it's exciting, right?
Oh, bundles of excitement and joy. All right, so you have potions with Mr. Figgis. As a reminder, Brigham and Aspen sit at a table together. Phineas, Calder, Izzy, Delilah sit at a table together. Kels and Silence sit at a table together. Gustav, Malachi, and Ophelia, you guys sit at a table together. With random students in between. So you guys go to class. Silence sitting there. He's got his head down napping.
I take out the notebook and I poke him with it.
He wakes up, looks at it. Oh, nice notebook.
It's for you.
Oh. Oh, to like copy, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
Gustav found it.
Cool. Did you figure out how to make it look the same? He pulls out his own notebook.
Not yet. We'll see if we can do that later. But you can hold on to it for now.
But it already
okay.
looks very similar, right? That was the whole point.
Yeah, it's the right size, the right composition.
I mean, if not, gaslight him.
Fair. I'm sure your charm is great.
It's slightly better than Phineas's.
Yeah.
Um,
The class starts. Instructor, Mr. Figgis, he tells you you're doing the warming potion today. Last time you guys did the cooling potion. You've already done both, but once again, he's like, just do it again. It's fine. Let's see. Ms. Michaels, what is the... Give me the full list of ingredients for the... let's see. The liquid luck potion.
Ooh.
Give me a brains roll, difficulty 35.
Come on, 20. No, 3.
So not only is it bad, it's bad.
Yeah, you can't even name a single ingredient. You're just
Yeah.
like, what? We didn't study this. What? There's
Yeah.
no homework. He's like, oh, minus 10 house points.
Mortified. Mortified.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Gantier? And he's like, minus 10 house points. What a shame. Aspen, Brigham, what about you guys?
Please no.
Just keep rolling max number each time. It's fine.
Look, at least you'll get a token out of it. So you might as well
Some
roll.
brains.
Yeah.
We have boons.
Just use all the boons for
difficulties.
rerolls. That would have been smart for
My-
Kels to do. For us, it's not so good.
My brains is D10. I rolled a 7. It's close enough. It's fine.
I mean, only, like, it's up 20 points. It's fine. Yeah, minus 10 house points. Gustav, what about you?
6.
6, yeah. That's minus 10 house points as well. Wow, I guess you guys don't know as much as you think you do. It's okay, let's just focus on the warming potion. Go ahead, I won't ask anybody else. Oh, well, Phineas. I forgot. Yeah. Phineas, he would have asked you as well. Phineas.
Oh, I don't know. I do know something else now, though.
Good. Well, that
I'm curious. I haven't been to a formal school before.
Right.
Are there any limits? And I want very much to re-earn the house points that you're about to take away. Are there any rules governing professors' ability to award or remove points? Like any reasons? Like, for example,
officially.
could a professor remove points from a student that they dislike simply for disliking them?
They could. I mean, it's frowned upon. It's generally.
If you knew a professor who was removing points for students because they disliked them personally, for a motivation that wasn't strictly tied to their academic excellence and the expectations regarding their learning and performance in class, would you advise that we report that?
I mean, that would be quite deplorable. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. And likewise, if a professor was awarding points simply because they knew a student's
Showing
family.
favoritism. Yeah.
Yes. So any kind of positive or negative focus outside academic performance against a published syllabus would be deplorable. And
Yes.
should
So
be
are
reported.
you done distracting the class so that we can focus on the potions?
I was just curious. Thank you very much for the information.
Of course. Warming potion. Go. You hear Sai under his breath, just like, asshole.
Yeah.
I'll lean over. I wanted to ask him if he knew what a self-fulfilling prophecy was.
Who are you telling?
Izzy.
Oh.
You know, like, I'm upset because people don't like me, so I'm going to behave in a way that makes sure no one likes me. It's very sad.
Sai whispers over to you, Kelsey's like, was that in the homework? We didn't have homework, right?
No, I think that's like well beyond our grade. He, I'll tell you later.
Okay. Cool. So you guys get through that class. Nothing too crazy happens. Let's see. Yep. So unless you guys want to do anything else, Transfiguration is next.
Hell's Day is going to get better and better. I
Yep.
can see it now. This is going to be a great class.
Yep. Cool. So you guys go into Transfiguration. Tim looks at you before he sits down silently. You guys start the lesson. You're working on, you have that same block that you were changing shapes or changing colors on, but now you're trying to change it into a sphere. So you're trying
Mine
to
looks distinctly spiky.
minorly change it into, change its shape slightly. Nothing too crazy. If you guys want to give me a, say, brains roll difficulty 11. See if you get on your 1st
Don't
try.
forget magic die.
Yeah, and you get to use your magic die, and yeah.
I got 13.
Nice. Oh, I should roll for. We barely get it. What'd you get, Aspen?
Can I use major boom to reroll?
You can.
Okay. Oh god. That's worse. I'm just gonna fail. It's fine.
How much did you fail by?
The first time I rolled, it was an 8. The second time I rolled, it's now a 5.
You use your magic die, right?
Yeah, it's so the brain is D10, so the first time it rolled a 4 and then it rolled a 1 and the magic die got a 4.
Cool. All right, so Aspen, you try to transfigure your block into a sphere. As you do it, it does turn into a ball, but it goes flying off and smacks Rudy in the back of the head.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Professor Victor's like, "Oh my god!" and goes to help Rudy. Decides to have another student take him to the hospital wing. Knocked him out. Gustav, what did you roll?
I rolled a 9, so the spikes on my sphere are distinctly the corner of block shaped.
Cool. So, yeah, you almost get it, but not quite. It's like misformed. Probably losing conversation because Mojo's screwing around next to you.
Rudy goes flying past.
Phineas, what did you roll?
I used a minor boon to kick it up to 11.
Cool. Takes a lot of conversation and a little bit of time. It starts off and it slowly gets in. You have to keep kind of working at it until you get it into that sphere shape.
I think it probably sprouts tentacles and waves around in a threatening manner, and then the tentacles wrap around to make it a sphere. It's not quite perfect because you can still see the imprint of the intertwining tentacles.
Sure. Joel sits next to you, is watching it. That thing's not alive, is it?
Not anymore. Or maybe not yet. We'll have to see, won't we?
Right. Sure. Who else is left? Okay, and then Kels, you get your same thing. It takes a little bit of time, but you're able to get it into the sphere. Tim is struggling a little bit to get it. He can kind of get it almost a sphere shape, but the sides are flat, kind of into this more of a like polygonal sphere. Yeah. Cool. So anything else?
I'm just going to turn other random things into tentacle spheres because it's fun. Like a pencil.
Give me another roll.
Oh,
Turning a pencil into it, difficulty 13.
not lower because I just did it successfully.
It is lower because you did it successfully, but it's a pencil now.
Oh.
It's lower than I would have made it.
All right. Well, it's a 9. So it grows tentacles and crawls away.
It turns into a tentacle and just starts crawling for the door.
Oh, well.
He sees, Professor Victus sees this tentacle thing crawling towards the door, quickly untransfigures it to its original form back into a pencil, looks over at you. Phineas, please don't mess around. Focus on the task at hand. -5 house points. Focus on what I've given you.
A question.
Yes, Phineas.
It seemed that the pencil, although likewise inanimate object, was more difficult. Is it due to the change in the like a more similar shape is going to be easier?
Correct.
So like an egg shape would be very easy to turn into a sphere, a cube somewhat easier, and because the pencil is long and thin and perhaps has
Yeah.
less mass, is the mass conserved?
Right. If you're trying to change, say, a door into a pencil, that's going to be more difficult than changing a straw into a pencil.
Oh, I see. Well, I apologize. I didn't realize that it would be difficult, as difficult or more difficult.
Well, now you know. Try not to take on anything too crazy before you're ready. 'Cause it could be dangerous. Let's see. All right. If nothing else happens, you don't talk to Tim or anything, Kels.
Yikes, no.
You do have this little paper crane come fly up behind you and land on your shoulder.
Oh, okay. I grab it.
Now that's
Okay.
familiar.
Gosh, I hope it's just a fancy way of passing notes and not actually a familiar.
What do you do with it? Do you open it?
I mean, I
Blood
look at it.
sprays everywhere.
Like, it's just paper?
Paper.
I guess I look at it. Does it look like it? If I unfolded it, it'd have some info? Is it still moving, actually?
It's not moving anymore.
Okay. I unfold it.
Oh my god. No, I'm just kidding.
The
Oh god, the
screams.
blood.
You open it and it just says hi dash sigh.
All right. Huh.
Tim glances next to you. Just,
Yeah. I ignore Tim. I turn and do a little wave at Sai, and then I guess pocket it.
Get a room.
cool. Nothing else happens in Transfiguration. So now you guys have lunch.
At lunch, I try to find Mateo immediately.
Oh, you find him?
Yeah, and I don't know who he's sitting by. I guess I should say just come stand away from his group or something a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, just and once I get him, I'm like, someone took the petition list. The promotions professor knows he's retaliating.
Wait, what? He
Someone
knows about
stole-
the petition?
He
He knows about everybody that signed it?
Yeah, because he called each of us out and told us to tell us the ingredients of a, what was it, like a fire something potion?
Liquid luck.
What?
Liquid luck.
Oh, a liquid luck potion. And I think that's way above our ability.
It's one of the most
And
complicated potions to make. What?
Yeah, and he did minus 10 house points to everyone who signed the list.
Minus
So-
10?
Yeah, so watch out. He's probably going to ask something else impossible. I don't know where it went. I keep losing things, apparently.
Gotta keep better track of this stuff, Kels.
Yeah, maybe somebody else should keep track of it. At any rate, that's a bust.
Well, what are we
Hopefully.
gonna do?
Well, I mean, if we go and complain to a headmaster, I was hoping to wait a few weeks to see how class improved or not. But if you go to the headmaster and say, we're writing a petition to fire a teacher, are they really going to be like, oh, okay, sounds great? Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't have you minus 10 house points. We're probably going to hear about this from the prefect.
Well, you're a prefect, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Any rate, I thought I'd give you a heads up.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know what I can really do about it. I mean, hopefully he can't stump me, but...
Hopefully not you. I guess, well, most of us were in the class, but I guess I'll list off probably the few people in Potions Club. They know about. Probably should get a heads up too.
I'll give him a heads up.
Yeah,
At least I can
thanks.
give them the liquid luck list so that they know for the future.
Yeah, I'm guessing he'd probably switch the question. But
Probably.
I'm
Well,
sure
at least
know
for you
other
guys,
tricky
since
ones.
they already asked you. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't keep asking us every class.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay,
he
well,
kind of made his point.
yeah. That would be awful. 10 house points every day or every other day.
Yeah, we wouldn't make it. Or I'd have to
Alright.
get really good at potions real quick.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll let the team know.
All right, catch you later. Go back to the regular group table.
Sai sits with you guys. He sits up Suke and he holds out his fist, and Calder awkwardly goes for a high five. He's like, "No, look, you match mine." There we go. Okay.
I can't wait until we do rock, paper, scissors. And he's like, oh, I gotta match theirs.
All right, yeah. Whatever you guys want to do for your lunchtime.
And I go to the library and like look at a lot of books on potions and jot down notes on how to make different potions to be prepared for next time. Because I don't want to lose negative 500 house points.
You can. It's going to be difficult to know what he's going to ask, so good luck. If he does decide to keep playing Stump the Chump.
Yeah, I guess also at the lunch table, I'll be all like, so I guess losing the petition means that he knows about it.
Or maybe you didn't lose the petition.
I know
Maybe.
I didn't lose it. It definitely was stolen, just like my book was stolen. And everything else I own will be stolen too, I guess. I might as well just write, take my stuff right here on my notebooks.
Well, I suppose you could learn a locking spell, but maybe he really is a secret agent.
I would think secret agents have a higher integrity of bullying students.
So does this mean he doesn't want to be a judge in our competition?
I don't think he wants to be a judge in our competition. I really don't think he would.
Maybe Miss Mesmer would like to be a judge.
Probably not. Listen, we can just ask Mr. Ming. It'll be fine. He'll probably want to do it. And then we can look for other options. I'll be sure that since Size at the table, this is when I explain what happened during the potions class to explicitly speak to him what was going on.
So you set me up, Scribs, man.
Well, I didn't mean for that. It's a bad setup if I'm caught up in it.
Yeah. I really gotta start earning more house points.
I feel you.
How does one earn house points? It
Poor
seems.
Aspen is negative 10.
It seems like it's mostly sort of random.
Depends, but I mean, you know, when we answer questions in class, we get house points.
Do we? I've never earned a house points for answering a
You
question.
did your very first day in you did. After Aspen failed to answer it, you answered it correctly, and you got house points.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I haven't earned any points for answering questions before since then.
That's because we've
You
because
did get it for demonstrating dark magic defense, saving drip, saving Calder. Those are your positive house point earnings for you specifically.
yes, but some of that stuff was situational. I'm just wondering if there's a formula. Like, how does one create a plan to earn house points?
Well, I mean, you can do volunteer work like the stuff that Aspen did with the Creature Club all got house points.
Ooh.
So you could ask a professor if they need assistance with anything. They might give you house points. I don't think it's a guarantee, though.
Would creating a fundraiser for lost and wayward familiars potentially earn house points?
Maybe. You guys could have won house points in dodgeball. Gustav did. You guys didn't. Aspen and I ended up losing points. They brought the bully to the hospital. It's like random good acts, whatever.
So we need to intro Rudy a second time.
We can just follow Rudy around and bring him to the hospital every day.
Teachers only give out like one house point for finding Rudy somewhere.
That's still a lot of house points.
So you got to be careful too, because if they're suspicious that you're just doing things for house points, it kind of loses its, you're not doing it to be nice.
Well, I think everything we do is meant to be nice, at least indirectly. Isn't that right, Kels?
Maybe.
Okay.
You guys also have certain classes where it's easier to lose house points and then ones where it's easier to earn house points. Like Charms, for example, nice teacher, it's easier to earn house points there. Overview of Magic or like Overview of Magic, easier to lose points because he will place on the jump. And now Potions, yeah.
So you're saying that Professor Haas is quite charming?
She's very nice and friendly and approachable. And married.
10 house points from Gustav.
Yeah.
So I'll be taking the time to write out the contest details and rules and various lists during the rest of lunch then. So anyone who's here can review and distribute.
Well, if only we could revive one of the old houses. I keep trying to remember their names. Was it Serpentis? Something like that. It'd be very hard to take house points from us if people didn't realize we were in a different house that wasn't supposed to exist.
I don't think it works like that.
I still don't understand it. Seems very arbitrary. I like it when we're awarded points. I dislike it when they're taken away. Although it makes sense when we misbehave. That part sort of makes sense.
Well, usually if we lose house points in class for not knowing things, it's stuff that we're supposed to already know.
Yes.
Phineas,
Yes.
did your granny come to this school as well?
I don't know. I mean, she could have. She seemed to know a lot about it. I would imagine that at some point she found it useful to be present here. Not sure why. Ooh, we could go look at old yearbooks and see if we can guess which one was Granny. We had to find a year where students disappeared mysteriously.
Well, they
you're
would be in the
saying-
library.
She went to this school? What house was she in?
I think one of the ones that doesn't exist anymore. I don't know that to be true, but just given what she told me.
So she wasn't always a hag?
Oh no, she's always been a hag.
Oh.
But she can be whatever she wants to be.
Gotcha. So someone here could totally be a hag in disguise.
Certainly.
We all look at Izzy.
Izzy isn't sitting with you guys right now,
Like, no,
but she's... Yeah.
no. Besides, it would be someone charming that you would never expect.
Good thing she's not here to...
Not that Izzy isn't charming. I'm just saying the fact that we would suspect someone suggests that it might not be. It would be someone very charismatic who would blend in almost seamlessly. And anyone who questioned whether they belonged would quickly be convinced otherwise. Or disappear. We haven't had many children disappear this year, which is strange. I was expecting many more.
Almost one.
True.
So, do you want to go to the library and look at yearbooks?
I would love to look at... Yes. I would love to look at yearbooks and see if I can't find information about the old schools that aren't allowed anymore. And see if there's a year where some strange things happened, and then look at pictures and see if I can guess which one was Granny. And I've been here for weeks and I don't know anything about this place. We want to come with.
Okay.
All right. We're going to the library.
Cool. So you guys go to the library. You go to look for some old yearbooks. You see that there are older yearbooks there, but after a while they stop at a certain point.
How long ago?
Somewhere around like 100-ish years ago.
Oh, she might have been here before then. Are there any houses that that are mentioned in the oldest school yearbooks that aren't currently extant?
It is the same 5 houses that you guys currently have.
Oh. Where's the librarian?
She's around, just probably putting some books away.
Miss,
Yes. How can I help you?
well, we were looking through old yearbooks to see if we could guess which one my granny was in. But they only go back 100 so odd years, so she was probably here before then. And we think that perhaps she was in one of the houses that no longer exists. But the records don't go back that far.
Well, as far as older yearbooks, there's only so much space on these shelves, so we don't keep them stocked back for hundreds of years. But there might be some in the archive. There might be some in another section. If you put in a request for exactly what you're looking for, I can look into it.
How far back do you think we should go? Another 100 years?
Are you asking the librarian?
I'm asking Gustav.
Okay.
I mean, it's a library. You're supposed to be quiet, Gustav, but we have to be able to hear you.
Oh, I'm sure your gran is. I'm sure she looks young for her age, Gustav.
It's true. It's true. Let's start with 100 years. Can we get the next 100 years back?
That's a lot of
It's 100 of them.
yearbooks. That is 100. Yes.
Yes.
How big are the archives?
Quite large. It goes back to the founding of the school.
Oh. Well, we don't want to put you out. Is there anything that we can help with? Like, are there books that need to be moved to the archives that we could help take down for you, and then in exchange we could, like, we don't want to take them out of the archives if it's unnecessary.
I appreciate
save
the
you some
offer,
time.
but we don't allow students in the archives.
Oh.
A lot of those books are extremely old, and we'd like to keep them as preserved as possible.
I see.
That's why we typically have you request a certain book. That way we have you in a special room to where you can look at the book very carefully without
I see.
damaging it too much.
I see. Well. So, if 100 is too many, 50?
That's still too many. Do you have a specific reason for needing this for a school project or something? If it's just curiosity, we'd rather not damage the books.
Well,
Ma'am,
yeah.
Phineas he's an orphan. He was adopted, and he really wants to know his adopted family better because they love him and nobody else did.
That's true.
Give me a charm roll. Difficulty 16.
Free.
There are boons. There are boons. There are many boons.
I'm rolling a d8, so it's probably not best idea.
Is this family member no longer with you?
I mean, she's probably around somewhere.
She's a bit elderly. I'm not sure she's all there, to be honest. From the stories that Phineas has told me, she seems a bit. She doesn't seem to be act like normal people, you know.
Well, that part is very true. Depends on your definition of normal, though. Oh, I just had a clever idea. We don't need every book. We only need one book every 4 years, assuming that a student was present for all 4.
To be fair, there's not perfect yearbooks for each year. The concept of a yearbook is a relatively newer. Yes. You would have to look through very old.
Is there a
Papers and
comprehensive history of the school?
Not available to students.
What about records of murders?
I don't believe there's a comprehensive book on general murders.
No, sorry.
Fine, just, again, fill out the request if you figure out exactly what it is you're looking for.
I will request. Well, 15 every 4 years. And write in that if like the precise year is unavailable, then the one a year older or a year younger either will do. Because 15 seems like a reasonable number of books.
I'll need some time. Why don't you come back tomorrow after class?
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Don't you find it strange that they don't have any kind of comprehensive history? How is someone supposed to learn about the school and have, school spirit and pep and such, if the history is secret?
Well, only secret 100 years ago.
Yes, what was going on 100 years ago that needs to be kept secret now? I don't know about you, but I'm more curious than ever.
Maybe your gran really did go to this school.
Maybe. Maybe I'll have Professor Levi ask her when he talks to her. I mean, when he convinces someone else to write a letter to her so she can't,
He can give her a cactus in order to help persuade her.
Oh no, God. Never give her anything. That's worse than taking something that she gives you.
Oh, right. Sorry, that was silly of me.
It pays to be cautious. I didn't mean to snap at you. It's out of concern for you. Well, that was a bust. Although we did learn about interesting hairstyles throughout the ages. There was a time in the early 20th century when this would have been somewhat fashionable under sufficient application of grease.
It's weird. All right. Anything else you guys do for lunch? Guy's kind of sitting with Calder, having him hold up like this while he flicks the little triangle through and then has him do it.
Seems about right. Sometimes at the end of the lunch, I'll be like, there, done. Contest rules, lists of required things, to-do lists. Hand them off to whoever needs them to review.
Cool. If that's it, you guys could do dark magic defense.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Dark magic defense. You guys never asked the transfiguration teacher about duplicating things, by the way. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. I was distracted.
Yeah. I'm trying to avoid Tim, who sits right next to you.
Yeah. It weighed heavily on my mind.
Cool. So you guys go into dark magic defense. The lesson for today is going to be focusing more on disarming spells. So you've already somewhat learned disarming spells, but he wants to focus more on instead of just wands, doing other types of weapons.
So how to dive out of the way of the knife that comes zooming towards you.
Or if someone's rushing at you with a knife, you can knock it out of their hands with a spell. So you guys will work on that. So he'll have some students like hold a sword or like a staff that older wizards used to use, other random spears and whatever else.
Are there
Are
any
they-
maces?
Are they actual weapons?
They're dulled.
Okay, so how badly hurt is Rudy?
Yeah. Yeah. He has Rudy standing behind him.
Oh no. He's never going to learn anything.
Sir,
Yes, Phineas.
what if you aren't attempting to defend yourself from being stabbed with someone else? Is there a different technique that's more effective?
I mean, you're disarming the threat, so whoever they're going for, it wouldn't matter.
So the same spell and technique should work. Excellent.
Yes. As long as you're aiming for the same target, they will work on that target.
Excellent. Phineas applies himself most assiduously to this task.
You guys
is it
do anything?
possible to practice this particular technique after class?
Yes, it's easy to practice with each other. You just each hold your wands and can disarm them. Your wand is considered a weapon, so the spell will work.
And that's allowed? Do we have to be in a special place for that?
Probably better to be in the dueling room or outside just in case. But I have no problem with you practicing it outside of class.
Thank you.
Just maybe don't practice it with anything sharp that could go flying out of somebody's hand and hit somebody else.
Thank you. Yes.
That is the point of time where Rudy is hit by something. He's distracted with this conversation.
Yeah, Professor Ames is distracted. Someone's wand like pokes him in the eyes, like, ah, God.
Oh. Since I'm looking at Professor Ames while this is happening, can I see the thing coming toward him and attempt to deflect it away to protect Rudy?
You can. It's going to be difficult because it's a small wand. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to hit the moving object and just knock it in a different direction?
Yeah, just deflect it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, not throw it back at the person or anything like that, but just enough that
Right.
it doesn't poke Rudy's eye out.
All right, so it's going to be a grit roll, difficulty. Please.
How much?
Difficulty. Sorry, I was looking at my difficulty matrix. Difficulty 16.
Eesh. Focus. There we go. Only one on the magic die. So there's a chance. $19.
Nice. Probably should have made it more difficult since he's unlucky, but you're able to deflect it just in time. Professor Ames is confused as to what.
Oh, there was an object going for Rudy's head. I didn't want him to be hurt.
Oh, great. Plus 10 house points.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's unnecessary, but thank you.
Yeah, you're protecting a fellow student. It's a good demonstration of defense as well, so applies to the class. Relevant. Cool. Rudy somehow manages to get out of this class unscathed, but trips outside the doorway.
Immediately falls down the stairs.
Does a fist count as a weapon?
No. I mean, you're not arming yourself with something outside of... You're considered unarmed if you just have fists. Otherwise, that would be horrific. Disarming somebody. You'd literally be disarming them. Cool. So if you guys are all done in Dark Magic Defense and don't want to ask Professor Ames anything as you're leaving,
I was asked to talk to him at the end of the day, not... This is the second to last class, yes?
yes,
Right, so I'll have to come back later.
that's fine. I mean, you're supposed to anyway. Let's see. I was talking more about the sponsorship thing, but... So now you guys have Magizoology with Mateo, Izzy, Rudy, Casey, and the gang.
Is Sai in this class?
No.
Oh.
He is in physical education right now.
Ah. Aspen,
Yeah.
are you going to ask Mr. Mang?
During class? Wouldn't it be better after class? Not in front of everybody.
But we want everyone to know, don't we?
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a suggestion.
No, don't interrupt his class.
All right. What creature are we studying today?
Probably another. You could probably don't have a creature in front of you, but you guys are probably learning about unicorns and how they are. They eat human flesh.
Yes.
So they are not. There's a reason why nymphs have never seen a unicorn. It's because they don't survive the encounter.
And they'll put your eye right out.
Will we ever do dissections in this class? I'm not very good with blood.
No,
No.
it's certainly
Okay.
not beginner magizoology.
Sir,
Yes, Miss Rowe.
I was telling my friends about the almirage the other day. Would you say that an almirage is more or less dangerous than a unicorn?
Well, a unicorn can eat more. There's also the added curse it can place upon you if you touch its horn. So I would say unicorn is more dangerous, but maybe a little more. There's probably more unassuming.
Yes. And there's usually only one unicorn at a time when the almirage
Correct.
can be dozens.
Right. It would be easier to. You can survive an encounter with a unicorn if you're magical. In some cases, they're still very dangerous, fairly magic resistant, but can be done a little more difficult when there's multiple targets.
Yes.
Really depends on the context of the situation. Both dangerous, both should be avoided.
Yes. And both adorable. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Did we learn more about the curse? Is that something we're learning about?
You're learning. I mean, a curse can be placed upon it. It's,
Oh,
So it can use it if you touch its horn. It can place a curse on you. Is one of those curses that you are constantly
Incredibly
injured
bad
randomly
luck.
in everything that you do?
could be.
Oh, Kels. Liquid luck potion. Rudy.
it is literally one of the most complicated and expensive potions in the world.
So we'll work up to it?
Yeah, we'll see. Again, in 4 years, we'll come back and accomplish all of our goals.
It's a good thing that the Dewdrop Society is going to have its source of income soon.
Is there a patience potion? Because I need it.
There's certainly calming potions. You get chill out.
Oh well.
Well, so class ends. What do you guys do?
Husband will go over to Mr. May and ask him if he'd like to be a judge.
Okay. Aspen, can I help you?
Yeah, my friends and I are putting together a familiar costume talent show contest thing in honor of the Drip Foundation to help rehome lost and unhomed magical creatures or familiars. So, like, if the owner dies, completely give a new home to the other creature, the familiar. And so we were wondering if you wanted to be a judge in our little contest.
Oh, when is it?
Next week.
Next week. Okay. When next week?
On the weekend.
Okay. What are if I could get more information, that would be better, just so I know what I'm getting into and agreeing to exactly. Is this backed by anything or just something you and your friends are doing? Called it the Drip Foundation?
Yeah. It's inspired by Silence, familiar drip, the Draco that went missing, but we found it. So we don't want any other familiars to go missing. So it's a foundation to help that. It's a charity.
Okay. Well, like I said, give me a charm roll difficulty. Let me check my difficulties again. Difficulty 9.
Now use a major boon.
Yes.
You just put it better than me. Why do you hate me? Is there enough to use another?
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, we have
YOLO.
5 after the one you just used. So, got plenty.
Can I use another?
Oh my god, what are your dice doing?
How
Close are you? Where are you at?
It went from a 3 to a 2 to a 4.
All right. So hold on the 4. So is that your total? Is the 4?
4 plus the stat,
which
would be 5.
5.
And you're looking for an 8,
Alright.
correct?
9.
9.
You could use the minor boons.
And adversity tokens.
Yeah, you should have a few adversity tokens at this point.
All right. Well, we all have to pull together because this is a group effort.
Oh, yeah. How do we help people?
Spend an adversity
You
token.
just say you're helping them, you give them however many adversity tokens, and say how you're helping them.
Oh, I'm helping because I was probably standing nearby and I have the written up details of when it is and what we're doing and our general plans.
Yes.
So I will.
How many adversity tokens are you giving her?
Do you want more than that?
I will be
Aspen?
helping too, and I get to give 2 points for every one I spend. So,
All right.
And I will be useless.
You probably booked it to your engagement otherwise.
so Phineas will step up and explain in greater detail the charitable thrust of the initiative. And that will give you 2 points, Aspen.
So 2, 2, 5, so 9. Okay. So Bailey, he thinks about it for a second. He looks a little unsure about it. Getting involved with something that seems so unofficial and kind of ragtag put together last minute. But he's like, sure, I can help out with this. Just let me know if anything changes. Keep me in the loop.
Should it? I sense your hesitation. Should this be affiliated with an existing group like Creature Club?
It would make things easier because then you could use a venue as the Creature Club area. to actually perform it. There's places where you could hold the familiars, so it's better equipped for it.
Is this the sort of thing that the Creature Club would be interested in partnering on?
Sure. I mean, it's a charity, so I would like to know more about the charity. I've never actually heard of it.
Well, it's new. The events involving Drip. So our friend
We need to
recent.
Sidebar, we actually need to find a real charity that exists and just do this in honor of Drip.
Of course,
because
of
there's
course.
no way us as teenagers would ever
Yeah. And
ask me how I know.
Not unless Silent got his agent involved to do
Right.
it for him.
Yeah, and that seems a little excessive.
And it's more about raising awareness than it is like money, because we aren't going to charge people. Well, certainly donations are accepted, but we aren't going to charge people. We don't want to exclude anyone from the opportunity to have fun. All right. Well, excellent. Who in the Creature Club should we coordinate with?
all look at
Aspen's older
Aspen.
sister.
Oh, excellent.
She's the president, so she would be the one to go through all that.
Good. And I think she's going to be a judge as well.
Oh, perfect. Makes sense then. If I'm the sponsor of Creature Club and she's the president, makes it even more official.
Wonderful. Well, if you have any thoughts on guidance.
I would just be careful of. You might want to do categories of some type. I don't know what the interest is like and how many familiars you're going to have, but you could do type category, size category. It's going to be difficult to judge all these different familiars when they're so vastly different and unique.
Yes.
People also might tend towards the cuter familiars rather than those that are actually dressed up more creatively. There'll be some bias there.
Yes. So categories for the different types of familiars so that no one is unfairly given an advantage or disadvantage, and then potentially categories to probably multiple prizes.
We do have judges, so we can be fairly unbiased, but I would have a people's choice.
Yes. Voting to get the students involved. I like that. Thank you.
No problem.
So most creative. We did talk about a category for the best like double costume. So like the student and the familiar and in costumes.
A good idea.
That might be particularly useful for people with very small familiars that are difficult to put into a costume. Excellent. All right. Well, wonderful. Well, we'll pass by you any ideas that we have so you can guide us if we come up with something that might be problematic.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Yes. Rith pops up and is like, what about the familiar dresses like the student and the student dresses like the familiar? Oh, that would be very clever.
Cool. So it is now club time.
I would like to have spoken to Professor Ames.
Great. He is still in his classroom cleaning up the weapons from today, putting them back into the closet or their respective cases.
Quick, Professor Ames, I need to talk to you.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, Gustav.
Not here, the walls of ears. And then I run out down the corridor, waiting for him to follow me.
Give me a charm roll, difficulty 11. What is your charm?
I'm going to need to use a boon, or several.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, okay.
I've used 2 boons, and the best I get is 9.
I would use some minor boons. You have 6 minor boons, so. Or adversity tokens. You have plenty of adversity tokens, right? I've put a lot of failure on you guys today.
Yes, I'll bump that 9 up to an 11 using adversity tokens.
Okay. Cool. So he's like, what the? And he'll rush out after you. See you.
I'm going to duck into an alcove, say,
Okay.
I'm going to apologize to Sabby's person there and ask them if I can have it, and wait for Professor Ames to join me.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, he's just picking a random alcove and just assuming that there's a
Oh,
guy in
I
it.
got you. I thought he was
Yeah.
talking about the guy that Sammy was sending. Okay.
There's
No,
a goon in
no.
every alcove. We've established
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like- Thanks, officer.
I've taken your advice. I'm going to send a note with the cactus. I've written a poem. I need you to tell me if it's any good.
Okay, let me hear the poem or see the poem.
Ophelia, you are better than a camellia. You are a cactus, looking greenery, looking better than the scenery.
I'd maybe workshop that a little bit. Why is she a cactus?
Because they're romantic. You said so.
In the right context, but is she like a cactus personally?
Well, yes, she looks better than all of the desert around her. And also, she's nice to me, which helps.
Okay. Well, typically cactuses are known for being, prickly on the outside. Would that describe her?
No. She's nice to everyone. She's nice to... Oh.
Right.
Oh, no.
Maybe a cactus rose or a cactus flower surrounded by those that are more abrasive, but she is, the...
Thank you. You have the best ideas, Professor Ames. One other thing. We, Phineas, Kells, and Brigham, and Aspen, and I, we're doing a contest, and we need to go into town for supplies. And since you're my mentor, I was wondering if you could take me, maybe this weekend.
Oh, like a sponsored
Yes.
off-post trip. Okay. Sure. How many of you are going?
Just the 5 of us. And 2K, and maybe Silent as well. So 7 of us.
2K.
Yeah, 2K.
Who is 2K? Is that a first year?
He's the boy who was unconscious in the forest. Are you
Halder.
Are you feeling all right? Yes.
Oh, okay.
2K.
Sorry, I was not tracking the nickname. Okay.
He prefers that.
Calderon Calabar, I got it. 2K. Okay. Sure, that's fine.
Oh, thank you. It will be nice to spend time with you.
Sure. You just need to go to a few shops, maybe Airthrow Row.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Saturday.
Sure. Let's plan for late Saturday morning.
Okay. I'll see you at 9 a.m.
Okay. He will go back to his classroom a little confused as to why you needed to have that conversation in the alcove. Seems like it would have been more private in his room than it would have been in an alcove, but he's accepted you're a little quirky.
And I shall go and rejoin the group.
What's our club situation?
Oh, yes. What clubs are today?
Whatever clubs you want to be today. But many of them will often meet multiple times a week. It'll just be different people in them, depending what their schedules are like. Unless there's an event specifically happening in the club. What'd you say, Aspen?
Aspen will go to Creature Club.
Makes sense.
Also, probably bring a sheet of the stuff that Kells wrote down to be prepared.
Also a good idea.
Calder, do you want to come to cooking club?
You find Calder if you're going to grab Calder from his room, because he typically goes straight to his room after class. Calder meets you outside and nods, but you notice he has a tiny cut on his cheek.
What happened? Did someone do that to you? Are you willing to tell me who? All right. But you're a member of Movie Club, remember? We look out for each other. And sometimes it can seem like the right thing to just bear it. But consider that you're not protecting the rest of the Movie Club members if you keep it secret. We can't help each other if we aren't honest with each other. And sometimes it's okay to ask for help. Anyway, do you want to come to cooking club? You can test the recipes if you'd like.
He will follow you to cooking club.
And his cut doesn't require medical attention or anything, right? It's just a little...
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So let's see. What else are you guys doing? You're going to Creature Club. You're going to Cooking Club with Calder. Gustav, what are you doing?
I'm going to go back to my dorm. I'm going to give a nod to the doorman, and then I'm going to wait until I am absolutely sure that the place is deserted and Mac is not here. He's off to his own club, I presume.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go into his room.
All right. Give me a... Let's see. Give me a fight roll difficulty. You're gonna have to break the lock on the door. The older years typically lock their doors with magic. So give me a fight roll difficulty. Let me see. $13.
3, unless I get a magic dice, in which case it's 5.
You do get a magic die. Okay.
In that case, after that fails, I'm just going to evacuate the scene before I'm called.
Yeah, I would do that because it was 13. You got a 5, so you failed by more than whatever.
I do get Spell Slinger though as well.
Oh, yes, so you don't fail it by more than 5. Nice. Cool. So you're good. Then what was going to happen is not going to happen. You're good.
In that case, I'm going to hide in bed and quake all night.
Gonna skip dinner? All right, Kels, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go to Flying Club. I don't think I should show my face at Potions Club until either the teacher settles down or we resolve the situation somehow. Which would probably be by taking responsibility. Gross. Any rate, gonna just blow off some steam by flying.
Fair enough.
A nice, comfortable thing to do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely comfortable. Nothing horrible at all. Give me a flight roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 17.
Down we go. Oh, well. That's a 7.
Yikes. Okay, so you're riding your broom. Everything is fine. You're a little, wobbly and whatever, but it's fine. And then suddenly it is like your broom just takes off. You're trying to hold on, and eventually, you fall off the broom. You're still holding on to it, but You fall. Harvey is able to. Well, let me give him. Let me see if he can actually get you. And magic die. Okay. So Harvey is able to, as you're falling, you fall a great distance, and at high speed, you are going for the side of the school.
Nice.
Harvey is able to catch you just in time. He like grabs you by the ankle, probably screaming before you drop, and then kind of just awkwardly plops you on the ground. But your broom does hit the wall at full speed and breaks.
Oh no, that's my mom's broom.
Are you okay?
Kels probably doesn't answer for a minute. It's like when you get bucked off a horse or something like that, and you're just sitting there like processing what happened. And then she's like, yeah, I think so.
What happened? Were you trying to do something a little too fast, too extreme?
I mean, maybe fast. I was just doing laps. Do I have a good sense of what I think happened? Or did it just feel like it was like it suddenly just took off?
It felt very unusual. Like, you're not that experienced flying, so maybe something weird happened, but it does seem unusual that that's never happened to you before.
Yeah. So I'll just be like, I didn't think it was anything different than what I usually do.
Okay, why don't you take a break? He gets off his broom, walks over, grabs yours, is like, ooh, might need to fix this or get a new broom. He just kind of awkwardly hands you the...
Yeah, I'll take them.
Crack in it.
Sigh.
I wouldn't ride this until it's fixed or you get a new one.
Yeah. Does someone here fix brooms?
No, you could on Saturday take a detour to a broom repair shop.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just go sit against the wall that I almost splattered on, holding my broken broom.
Luckily, Harvey rolled really high. Otherwise, you were going to the hospital wing.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Aspen, your sister kind of takes your plan and starts to make it her own. Because now that it's sponsored by Creature Club, she's now putting her hands all in it and starting to decide what it's going to look like and how it's going to be. And going around the room like, all right, this is where we're going to have the stage. This is where this is where we'll have the judges sit. We'll have to get this decorated. All right, we'll keep the prizes here. Are you guys supplying the prizes? What are the prizes?
Is it not in the plan?
It is in the plan. I think at least one of the prizes is something like a photo with Silent and he can autograph something. If you're a fan of that.
Okay,
I don't think we were going to
autograph.
take any of the money prize as a separate thing. I'm sure candy is involved. That seems like something as a consolation prize.
Baked goods.
Baked goods. Oh yeah, baked goods and maybe some familiar treats or something like that.
Tentacle
Please
treacle.
don't take my familiar.
So that's the kind of the existing prize list that is probably there.
Gotcha. Cool. Maybe some ribbons. All right. Guys, do your clubs. Mateo is in cooking club today. He's also avoiding potions club. But he's not. He's in underwater hockey, actually. But he'll do cooking club in like the mornings and lunchtime and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, nothing too crazy. You hear a knock on your door, Gustav.
Very well. I shall answer the door.
Okay, it is Ophelia.
Oh, Ophelia, you can come in if you like. I turn and look at the doorman and say, Ophelia's my friend. She can come in whenever she wants.
She's like, what's with the doorman guy?
Oh, it's just a favor. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
What do you want? I mean,
I was wondering if you'd help me practice some bandage wrapping. I need a patient to practice. You don't have to actually be hurt.
oh, absolutely. I would love to.
Perfect. So she's going to like have you like hold out your arms and do bandages around your arms. So like the bandages will come out of her wand and kind of go, and sometimes they'll be too loose, sometimes they'll be too tight. She's trying to perfect it, figure it out. But
I can't really feel my fingers, but it's perfect. It's like a tourniquet.
that's not what we're going for. Thanks for letting me know though. She'll like undo it, and by the end of it, you are like almost head to toe in bandages.
And I look great.
Never
Bandages wrapped with love.
All right. Cool. Anything else you guys do today? It's gonna be dinner time soon. You guys want to meet up for dinner and give a status on where you guys are at?
Yeah, I'll probably go to dinner.
Cool.
Walk out with Ophelia, still in my bandages.
Cool. She'll probably have you take off the bandages before you go outside. That way it's
Just
none of
keep
me
one
walking
like on your head to make it look cool, like you had a cool head wound, except you don't.
All right, you guys show up to dinner. Ophelia's with Gustav.
I asked Professor Ames to take us to town. So,
Oh, good.
Ophelia, if you would like to come to town with us, we're just going shopping, but it might be a fun change of pace.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fun. Just adding more people after Professor Ames asked exactly who was going.
Absolutely.
Ophelia, do you care about animals and familiars and things?
Of course.
Do you have any special fondness for them?
All living things.
Yes. Well, did Gustav tell you that he's helping to coordinate a fund and awareness raiser for lost and wayward familiars?
No, he didn't.
Yes. He's very pivotal to the effort.
Oh, well, that's cool.
You should enter.
When is it happening?
Next weekend.
Oh.
You should enter, or if you'd like to participate in the planning and coordination. I don't think you can enter I don't think you can participate in the contest itself if you wish to help with the organization.
I don't know. I don't mind helping. I just don't know what I would help with.
Well, there's lots of things. Coming up with, we want to make sure that there are sufficient prizes such that there's probably an overall winner, but there are various different categories so that no one who has an especially small or especially large or especially unusual familiar would feel left out. And to make sure it doesn't unduly favor people who can, have a very professional costume shipped to them versus someone who has to make it out of, I don't know, paper towel rolls and tinfoil. So there's probably like a variety of category. And students better than some of us do. So that could be helpful.
Okay, cool. Do you have like a flyer or something?
We need one. Do you know anyone who's particularly artistic?
There's any.
I don't know her.
Oh.
I don't think.
I don't really know who you would know.
You could be our art
artistic,
director. You could coordinate the creation of flyers and special badges and ribbons?
I'm not that good at art stuff.
No, I just mean in conjunction with your friend.
Oh, like a manager, kind of.
Yes, the art director, not the artist.
Gotcha. Okay, I could probably do that.
All right. Well, Kels can share with you a list of the tasks that are already defined and those that still need definition. And if you don't mind, just because we're all sort of new at this, would you coordinate very closely with Gustav?
Oh, is he also doing the art stuff?
No, but he's helping to kind of manage the entire endeavor. So it'll be important that he can help keep everything
Oh, so
coordinated.
just update him as I go.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll do a good job.
Thanks.
What happened to your broom, Kels?
Yeah. I almost crashed into a wall during Flying Club, like really fast.
That's
Are you
not like,
okay?
That's not like you
Yeah.
at all.
He caught what do we call him? Mr. Professor?
Harvey was the one that got you.
Yeah. Oh, Harvey. Okay.
He's the Drakenor prefect and flying club
Okay.
president.
Sorry. Wrong person. Yeah. No, Harvey caught me before I hit the wall, but the broom broke.
Flying too
Seemed
fast doesn't
off.
seem like you at all.
Yeah, I wasn't doing anything different than usual. Any rate, I gotta see if I can get fixed in town. I probably have to write home about this too. I don't have broom fixing money here.
Well, Phineas, you tried to fix my phone, didn't you?
Yes.
That's a spell you know.
I could
you
try.
could fix
Oh,
the
no,
broom.
no. We are not trying to fix my broom that I'm going to have to ride on with our zero knowledge of how to make brooms. This is a specialized discipline. People are artisan craftspeople making these. Well, the custom ones. I mean, there's
At that
obviously lines.
point, I could have him roll, not give him a difficulty, and the next time you use it, you'll have no idea if it was properly fixed or not.
Yes.
I'm just going to assume that it wasn't unless he exploded like 10 times or something.
There could be all sorts of interesting enhancements.
It'd just be a booby trap broom that we hand out to people, you know.
Yes.
But these craftsmen, they've got to learn somewhere. I bet they learn in school.
Yeah, it's like they've completed at least 4 years of education, plus an additional 4 beyond that, specialized in their own field. And maybe several years of apprenticeship.
Yes. So, Phineas knows a fair bit about flying and brooms. Yes?
Sure.
Is there reason for him to be suspicious based on his understanding of flying and brooms?
To be fair, I think Phineas is always suspicious.
Yes.
So, sure.
All right. I find it very suspicious. From your description, it sounds like your broom was not responding to your direction.
Yeah, it probably wasn't. It was unusual, but I mean, I think back to Flying Club, are any of them people that we have caused problems to or signed the potions petition?
There's a lot of people in Flying Club, so
Like
it's
a
hard
lot,
to say. A lot
yeah.
of different years and everything. So
Yeah.
That sounds a little like what happened to me when I tried to take the test.
Yeah,
Yes.
you guys were a bit off, weren't you?
Maybe that the pitch is bad somehow. Maybe.
Or maybe someone is attempting to work against us.
luckily, nothing happened to you guys on your permit tests.
Except that it did. And nothing is
I mean,
nothing is dramatic,
The
but
flying club, the test that Harvey gave you guys, yes, but not the actual permit test itself.
oh right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
because one of them is monitored and one of them isn't.
yes. I think it's very rare. It's not unheard of, but it's very rare for a broom to have a mind of its own. I'll just kind of put my hand on my own broom. It only occurs in the most unusual circumstances. I think it's a matter we should bring to movie club.
Yeah, I guess.
Then I'll look at Calder, but I won't say anything. Yes, anytime any of us believes that we are under threat or being worked against, we should bring it to movie club.
Oh, 2K?
I'm doing it, just to be clear, I'm doing it subtly, just a glance to him so he knows what I'm thinking, but I'm not trying to out him.
Yeah, okay. 2K, I just wanted to let you know that Professor Ames didn't know your name, but I told him. And so, you know, he'll call you by your name in future. I hope that's all right.
He's a little confused, but he's just like,
I think Professor
Okay.
Ames does know his name. I've heard him use it before.
Phidias. Phidias.
Yes. That is also my name. How odd. In Phineas's mind, he just assumes that Gustav is addled by the presence of Ophelia.
I am wearing a head bandage.
Ah. All is explained.
Also, going back to the contest thing, I noted down the layout of stuff that my sister noted. So, and I'll push over like a sheet of paper. There's basically everything where sister was pointing out where things would be going.
She wants how many decorations? We do have to buy this stuff ourselves, don't we?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, we do. But if we don't come, I mean, we could ask for some funding from the club if she wants this many decorations. Or we take up a donation, or part of the donation has to go to repaying the funds collected.
at that moment, Sai comes down and sits at your table. So, guys,
I go to fist bump Sai, but he's already fist bumping 2K and
Leaves you
he'll see
hanging.
it. Never mind, actually.
We're talking about the stuff. Aspen's sister wants more decorations. We shoved the plan over.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, we can't. We only budgeted for so much. It's important to stick to the budget that you set ahead of time, you know, for these kinds of things.
Have we budgeted at all?
Well, we budgeted about a very small amount of money.
You can buy the decorations.
How does money work?
What do you mean?
This is the time where we all pause and look at Phineas extra close.
It basically, instead of like old times where you would barter stuff, you pay for it in a currency that was, I guess, made up by the government, but everybody agrees it holds value.
Like gold coins.
Yeah,
Yes. With
gold, silver,
with
copper,
with the blood cleaned off.
preferably.
Okay. I have a few of those.
Usually,
I mean,
usually
I
no
only have
blood.
a few with me.
But
Better
when-
if they're in the actual currency form rather than just blocks of gold, but
Well, no,
you could exchange it for money.
they're coins. I'll pull one out.
Oh.
You know, like this.
Oh, cool. He'll pull one out to show you, and then like he'll bang it on the table, and it'll turn into like 10 silver, and then he'll bang one of the silvers on the table, and it'll turn into 10 copper.
Oh my god, I love this.
Oh, that's nice. Mine just is heavy. And still
I don't
smells a
think
bit.
that's. Where did you get that?
From Granny. It's lunch money. I don't think perhaps when she was here you had to pay for lunch, or she was playing a joke. She has piles of it.
maybe we could find out when they stop charging.
Oh, yes. Yes, another clue, perhaps.
I mean,
So how many decorations can you buy with a coin like this?
I don't know if anyone would take that as legal tender.
I'm not sure what the exchange rate on that would be.
You'd have
Probably
to go
go
to
to a
one of
pawn
those,
shop or something.
yeah, one of those buy gold places.
Or Professor Levi.
How does one earn money? I mean, I know how Granny got this, but I don't
It's a
think...
bit like house points. You just do things and hope that they give you some.
That's
No,
not
you
true.
get it-
You do a job, and you decide upon how much you're going to get paid for doing that job.
Yeah.
And then you get paid.
Oh,
Yeah, I used to do jobs on the sanctuary, like cleaning the stalls and whatnot and feeding the little creatures, and then my dad would give me money.
Wait,
Well, that's more like an
Allowance.
allowance.
does your sister have money? Why
Probably.
isn't she buying the decorations?
Because we're the ones going to town. I mean, we can ask to see if she wants to chip in. I don't want to put everything on Sai.
should we have jobs if money is important?
No, because there are child labor laws. It's rare for young people to have jobs.
There's exceptions, obviously,
Yeah.
like in my case, but
But there's a lot more rules around it.
yeah.
Well, then how are we expected to... It doesn't make sense.
Well, usually people's parents give them a little spending money, you know?
Oh, right.
But
see.
I think the fight kind of put us all at a bit of a disadvantage vis-a-vis our parents giving us allowances while at school.
Oh. No, I still don't understand.
We got in trouble, so they don't want to reward us for that. It's like house points, but with money.
This is very complicated.
Depends on your parents.
Yes. If Granny needed things, she just made people give them to her.
That was how my dad and my mum worked, and they're not together anymore.
It's definitely harder for the NIMP students because their parents obviously don't have magical currency.
I see.
Yeah, you could probably sell your regular gold coin.
Probably. It seems like it'd be more useful. We'll see.
Maybe that one kid will buy it.
What one kid?
I don't know. The kid like the slick back hair is always making deals and stuff.
Oh, Sammy.
Sammy.
Sure.
Yes. You mean Sammy. Sammy.
Sure.
Sammy. Sammy.
Sure.
Yes.
So, at any rate, we're going to town on Saturday.
Yes.
And we need to arrange for Miss Mesmer to meet up with Professor Ames. So we need to know what shop we're going to be in when she's in town.
Wait, why do we need Miss Mesmer again?
Well, because there's a lot of us now, and we can't possibly burden Professor Ames with chaperoning us all. And besides, we might want to go to more than one store at a time.
Okay, well, I can probably talk to her later.
We're leaving at 9 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
So if she meets us there.
Yeah. Do you mention your broken broom now that Sai's joined the table?
Yes. And
Yeah, I guess,
and remember,
yeah.
we will need Miss Mesmer because you are going to have to break off from the rest of the group to go and visit the broom repair person.
Yeah, I guess I will.
happened to
Also,
your
Professor
broom?
Ames can't kiss himself.
That's true too.
Ew.
I mean, could.
You just
Yeah,
see
like your
Phineas like contorting his face. I don't think that's possible.
Oh, you gotta do your hand. You gotta do your hand like this, so it's kind of almost like lips, and then.
everybody.
I don't-
No, oh no, like I
a
flew
long distance shot, and everyone's just kind of like confused doing this motion.
lost control of the broom and flew straight into a wall.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Harvey yanked me out of the air before it hit, but the broom is done for.
Who's Harvey?
He's the prefect of Drakenmore?
You guys hang out a lot, or?
He's just the president of Flying Club.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He likes positive house points.
It was very heroic of him, I felt.
And yet very suspicious. It is atypical for brooms to, of their own accord, attempt to murder their riders.
It was a little embarrassing because I was hanging upside down the whole time.
Yes. We're concerned that someone is attempting hijinks.
What about you, Gustav? Did you crash into a wall?
No. I was just practicing magic with Ophelia. Have you two met before?
No, I don't think so. I'd be like, hey, I'm sorry, and they'll. No, I feel you.
When they touch hands, I'm smoldering with rage.
He's very suave about it too, and you kind of see her like, oh.
But yes, I'm all right. Thank you.
What, Calder? What is this?
I'll give Sai a little.
Ooh, so you guys are going out Saturday to pick up all the stuff?
Saturday
Oh,
morning.
yes. You can
What
come
time?
if you like.
I wouldn't mind getting out of here for a little bit.
You can get even more notebooks. Never hurts to be prepared.
True. Gustav, give me a brains roll difficulty. Actually, I'm not going to tell you what the difficulty is.
Ooh.
Nine.
Cool.
Gustav is big clever.
Yeah. What are you guys doing now after dinner? You guys getting up? You guys hanging out some more? Talking about more stuff?
Study.
I want to look up when the school stopped offering free school meals. started offering free schoolmeal.
Cool. You get up to leave and fall down because your shoes are tied together.
Mojo. And I, sort out my shoes. I assume that it's not magic.
And Ophelia, well, you guys would have noticed someone crawling under the table.
Yeah.
Ophelia helps you up. It's like, oh, are you okay?
I'm fine. Thank you.
He's very brave, Ophelia. He could have suffered a sprain. I think he probably does. He'd probably need some sort of, at least cursory examination.
You're right. We should go back to my room and give you a look over.
That seems wise.
Okay.
You guys go back to Lupercil, and she does very limited magic to check you over because she doesn't know that much what she's doing, but she's trying.
I gasp with awe at every spell.
All right, now what are you guys doing?
Well, we should study for sure.
Sorry, it's like, again? All right, we just did it last night.
That's the unfortunate thing about studying. My mind is like a sieve. I forget everything. Oh, it just occurred to me. Maybe I forget things because of Granny.
I think that's a good thing, dude.
Maybe.
Maybe you actually should go talk with the health office if you think that it's going to be if it's an actual issue.
Maybe.
You're going to forget about this conversation too, aren't you?
Probably.
Okay. Well, I thought I'm probably just gonna go study in my common room area tonight. So I'll catch you all tomorrow. Maybe we can go over homework at breakfast.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, breakfast?
There's breakfast every morning.
Yeah. Well, what time though?
This is Kel's going like, yeah, I've seen it at breakfast approximately never. Yeah, like maybe like just the last 15 minutes, you can grab something quick and we can just go over the answers quick of the homework that you're doing.
Okay.
And Kels is going to go to the Cephalon house area. Will be doing homework, but at some point is going to seek out Izzy.
Okay.
Like, I presume if Izzy's in her room, just kind of like
Sure.
knock on the door and say, hey, I was doing my nails. Do you want me to do yours too?
No, I'm fine.
You got some time to talk?
I mean, I'm kind of busy, but I guess.
I'm going to enter and I don't know, we'll mostly close the door, but not all the way kind of thing. And I presume just kind of sit down and say, listen, Izzy, I'm sorry about this morning. I know you like knowing things, and I will get you for any other study halls that we do. I'm just worried that, like, I've gotten the impression from Sai that he's not the biggest fan of your presence, and I don't want to, like, let you know things that will make the situation worse.
Guy doesn't like me?
I don't know, because I'm not going to ask him about that directly. I mean, I guess maybe he's just used to like a lot of people who are super fangirls at him. I I understand, but
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, I'm like I said, I'm really busy. You should go. She kind of ushers you out the door and closes the door.
oh no, I'm so bad at this. Me, I'm gonna have a heart to heart. It'll go well. Me, worst day gets worse. Any rate, I'll go to my room and study.
What the rest of you said you guys are going to the library?
Yes.
Cool. Just studying.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh.
At some point, you see Tim pass by, go upstairs, hear the piano playing.
I have a smile.
He doesn't look at you. He just storms past you guys.
I'll be right back. Once it gets to be the time when Professor Levi closes up his office.
Okay.
I'll head out a bit earlier so I can be lurking in the shadows as he comes out.
Perfect. So he's locking his door and then turns.
Professor.
Phineas, how can I help you?
I wanted to let you know the familiar talent and costume contest is coming apace. We now have official sponsorship through Creature Club.
The what?
Oh, remember when I told you that if you didn't give us guidance, we would come up with some other harebrained idea?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to have a familiar costume and talent contest.
Okay. What's the catch?
Well, of course, we're going to interrogate the familiars and see if we can find out any interesting information. As part of the interview phase.
Okay. Please don't do anything that's going to distress the familiars.
Oh, of course not. Aspen would never do anything to distress a familiar. A Pegasus, possibly.
Right. It still feels a bit unethical.
No, we're actually doing good.
Right, but it's a cover up to
Also doing
essentially trying to impede on people's privacy.
No, to see if there are any clues that could enable us to prevent certain unfortunate incidents from occurring. So it's good on two fronts.
Trying to find out people's secrets.
Anyone who might be seeking to do harm, yes. Speaking of which, I think someone has attempted to harm both Gustav and Kels. Kels was nearly severely injured today when her broom mysteriously gained a mind of its own and drove itself into a wall with her attached.
Well, that's not good. Have you told Coach Harding?
No.
When did this happen?
This afternoon. During club.
Any idea of who would have tried to do that?
Maybe some powerful individual or group of individuals who are up to no good in school.
Bullies?
Oh, I was thinking more the type of people who might attempt to cloud oracular vision and then get rid of another individual who might be able to see into the future. Professor Levi disappears. Oh no! For those on YouTube later, SJ is coming right back. What is Aspen doing? Tell us what Aspen's up to while SJ reconnects.
At the library.
Well, what's happening at the library?
Probably going through potions, even though there's like probably no chance in guessing whatever potion the potions teacher will assume she's still trying to memorize some random potions, probably looking at ones that involve with like healing potions or whatever in general that would be helpful with like caring for magical creatures, just because that category of potions would interest her more than say that the luck potion would type deal.
We could buy potions ingredients in town if you wanted, and brew one of your potions.
Yeah. You think that would gain house points? You're like, look, I'm trying. I'm trying to be better, Professor.
All right.
I'm back, by the way. It's just my video, I guess. I just restarted a new one.
Cool. I will plug it in momentarily. So, Professor Levi.
Right. So I don't necessarily approve of you interrogating people's familiars, but I mean, it's not the worst thing you could be doing, I guess.
I know, right? What else? What else? Oh, the new potions teacher.
Right, Mr. Figgis, I think.
Yes. He has either directly stolen or benefited from the theft of the petition that Kells was putting together. And as a result, he asked all those who had signed it to provide the ingredients for liquid luck. And since that is far above our current learning, he deducted 10 house points from each of us in retaliation, in quite obvious retaliation for...
What was the petition for?
I think Kells dislikes the fact that he is not teaching us potions.
Well, he just started. It was his second class, right?
And simply teaching the same thing that has already been taught.
Well, he probably wants to start from the beginning, I would think. He doesn't really fully know what you guys were taught or how you were taught it.
I don't understand it
I don't
either.
understand that.
But Kells seems very, very confident that he's not doing what he should be doing. But regardless, even if she's wrong, it's inappropriate. As per his own words, it would be abhorrent for a teacher to abuse their power to seek vengeance on a student for something that hurt their feelings. And yet that is precisely what he was doing.
Right. So the petition was to...
I think to get a new one?
Change his teaching... To get a new potions teacher?
I don't know. I wasn't
so
really
you
paying
think
attention.
he found out that you guys were plotting to try to remove him?
I think
after
probably so.
He's only been here for a couple days?
Probably so. Well, when you say it like that, I can understand why he would be upset. However, that's no cause for...
Oh, no, it's not an excuse.
Yes, exactly.
For him to be specifically targeting you to take away house points.
If anything, it's proof that Kells was right, that he's unsuited for his position.
Well, he was a... I shouldn't say that, but...
Oh, a potential secret agent.
Well, no, that's not what I was saying. Just the school needed to fill the position rather quickly. And he was available, not already teaching.
Yes. I'm sure no one looked into his credentials or his previous employment with, a skunkworks government agency or something.
I mean, I'm sure there was a vetting process.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just going to let anybody.
So the administration is in on the fact that there's a secret agent employed.
I don't know if he's
impersonating a potions teacher.
Secret agent, but
Well, I
He
keep
has to
hearing
have some
people say
level
it
of
all the
credentialing.
time. And you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right. Well, let me know if it keeps happening. Keep track as well, because
Yes.
if he's asking you liquid luck, that's insane. I can't even brew a liquid luck potion.
We wondered if it might help our poor friend who keeps getting injured. But it's a bit above our capabilities. Two other pieces. One is I have a small amount of this, and I'll pull up a slightly sticky golden coin. Is there a process for turning it into something that can actually be used? We have to buy a lot of supplies for the contest.
Can I see that?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll look at it. The difficulty would be finding a buyer for something like this that's going to value it at what it's worth.
Someone suggested the mob, but I didn't think that was a good idea.
I would not get involved with any sort of mob. That's not a good idea.
Well, from your mouth to someone else's ears.
Right. So I understand you're kind of under a weird guardian system right now with your granny's old sisters, but I don't know how involved they are.
Neither do I. It's somewhat terrifying.
Yeah, I feel like Magman probably should have stepped in a little more there.
Who knows?
But possible they feared retaliation for placing you with somebody else, I guess.
Probably.
That said, so you need to buy decorations for the contest. Exactly how much are you trying to get?
I don't know. I have no idea how money works.
Right. Okay. Who all is involved in putting this together?
I'll give him the growing list.
Okay. Did you include Calder on that list?
Yes, of course.
Okay. It's like, okay. Well, if Calder's involved, I don't mind giving him a little pocket money to chip in.
I think he would appreciate that.
Yeah, make him feel part of it more. Okay, see Silent on here.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I don't know what his money situation is, what he has access to. Okay. And if you're sponsored by Creature Club, I would think they can help. At least create decorations. You don't have to buy everything.
I don't know. There was just a lot of conversation about money.
I wouldn't spend too much on it. You can make your own decorations. Especially if you have older years, that can help out.
So, like, less than £1 of gold.
Or less than £1 of gold.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Who's taking you?
Professor Ames. And we believe Ms. Mesmer.
Any reason in particular for those two specific professors that we
Two of our
talked
sponsors. And
yesterday?
Aspen's sponsor has already played a role by agreeing to be a judge.
Reason you didn't ask me and ask them to?
Well, because I feel like I ask lots of things of you.
So there's no cactuses going to be involved tomorrow?
I don't plan to bring a cactus. But I don't know where... there might be cactuses in town. I've never been there.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fine. All right. If it's Professor Ames, Miss Mesmer, you've already asked them both, and they've both agreed.
Professor Ames, certainly.
He realizes he's taking this many people?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay. Well, keep me in the loop, I guess.
Yes. Oh, the other thing. Well, actually, there's two things. The other thing was, I wonder if one of the reasons that I have, certain challenges is because of Granny.
I would agree with that.
Well, that explains it then.
What specific challenges are you referring to?
Oh,
Just sitting, not knowing how money works and
forgetting things and things like that.
Forgetting things.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. I would have forgotten them.
That's fair. I mean, I know you don't remember your past life before your granny.
Yes.
So you think she still has some sort of influence on you and is causing you to forget things now?
Maybe. I'm sure for my own good.
Sometimes adults do what they think is best for kids, but it's not always what's best for them.
I agree. Sometimes they think they're protecting children. And
I know where you're about to lead this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't make mistakes.
Yes.
Some adults are not always the best people.
Yes.
I know you. Well, I assume you love your granny. Like your granny. Fond of your granny.
How about I just say yes?
Okay, maybe unpack that later. But she's not the best person.
She's not even a person.
Right. So I wouldn't put it past her to have done things to you that weren't for your benefit, but more for hers.
That would seem like her.
I'll continue doing my research, see if there's any. It's still extremely unusual a hag would even have
I know.
a young boy, but
not for long anyway.
right. So I don't know if there's any precedence for this, but I'll keep looking.
Who knows? And we're delving into the as much as we're allowed into the archives of the school, because she did say some things that made me think that maybe she attended here under a disguise, of course. And also the history of the school and like why we're not allowed to know about the houses that don't exist anymore. That sort of stuff is very interesting. So we'll see what comes of that.
Did you say there was another thing?
Yes. It might do. Well, look. I don't want to break a confidence. I have noticed that sometimes people experience unfortunate things like bullying and think that the best thing that they can do for themselves and others is just to bear it. And I don't believe that that's true.
Agreed.
And I think certain people are very loath to call attention to themselves or ask for help.
Also agreed.
So just keep your eyes open for any signs that
Okay.
that someone might be in that situation.
Will do.
All right. Thank you. Fade into shadow.
Have a good night, Phineas.
And
Not
then
sure if there's
from behind him, you too.
Okay. Cool. Anything else?
Is it too late to find the Transfiguration professor to ask them how to duplicate stuff?
Probably. If Professor Levi was just leaving. He's probably one of the teachers that stays later than most. I mean, we can say he's still around and he's the one doing bed checks tonight.
Is it okay to go find him?
Check his classroom. He'll be in there.
I'll go check his classroom.
He sees you and it's like, come in, Miss Everhart. How can I help you?
Hi. So I have this locket and I keep losing it, and it's very important to me, so I kind of want to learn how to duplicate it so that if I lose one, it's not lost forever, and then it's fine. Is there a spell that I can use to duplicate it?
Yes and no. So permanent duplication is extremely difficult. Making it last for a long time, sure. At your level, very difficult. I would suggest if you're going to do it, you would duplicate it, keep the original in a safe place, and wear the duplicate. That way, if you ever lose it, you're just losing the one that's gonna go away anyway.
Okay. Would you mind showing me how to do that spell?
I have shown you the duplication spell before. We've done it in class. Granted, we were making things only last for a few seconds, but the more you practice, the more you keep doing it, the longer you'll be able to get it.
So it's okay to practice it outside of class?
Yes, you can practice that outside of class. As long as you're not duplicating anything crazy, don't be trying to duplicate any living thing.
So a notebook would be fine to practice on?
Yeah, you can practice on a notebook.
Okay. Thank you. And then Aspen will leave.
Oh. Anything else?
Not tonight, no.
Cool. Well, I mean, we can't end here because it's the end of the night. So, as long as nobody wants to do anything else crazy, sneaking out or anything.
Well, now that you mention it, I mean, the forest is right there.
It is.
Always will be.
True.
Just post-credit scene of Phineas with a little almirage in his lap, stroking it.
Turns around in the chair slowly.
Yeah, right.
Cool. Well, we'll end it there then. Short 2-session, more just, a little bit of classes, a little bit of seeing some more characters and everything. Nothing too crazy, especially while Brigham's so focused on hockey. I'm SJ or SJ_sidekick. This was Kids on Brooms. We'll continue playing it. Not sure when we're going to do our next session. It's easy enough to just, whenever we just want to do whatever, we can always just do a day of classes. That's fine. Other than that, if you guys want to go down the line.
All right. I'm Misha or Misha _ less than 3. Hold on. She forgot what words were mid-sentence. Playing Kel's the worst friend ever. And let's see. You can find me on Twitter or Tumblr at Mishueha. I recently posted some fun fan art in the Discord, so you should join that. Or you can check out the Tumblr cpluscomics.tumblr.com that has, things and stuff in it. Go ahead, Sin.
Hi, I'm Sin or simple__potato on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the fun stuff. I've been playing Aspen, who will now be practicing how to duplicate things to help out Kels in duplicating the book, hopefully, or just be helpful and duplicate the locket to give a duplicate back to the Pegasus, in hopes that nobody notices. We'll be fine, probably. Gustav.
Hello, I'm Twi'lek, and I will probably be Twi'lek next session too. And I have been playing Gustav. Last session, I planted the seed that cactuses were romantic in Professor Ames's head. And next session, hopefully, we will be able to transfigure all of Miss Mesmer's clothes into cactus-themed with, decorations. 0.
Good idea. Yeah, I'm Zero Daylight or Michael. Yeah, I have been playing Phineas, who is, and the next, I don't think we have we don't have a solid date for the next installment of this, or indeed the next thing. I know that there's plenty of conversation, so we just need to work on our calendars a bit. But do keep your eyes open. Go check out community.cpluscontent.tv, our Discord, where we talk about things and share fun ideas and dice and painted pennies and fun books and Kickstarters and things like that. And you can always go and check out cpluscontent.tv, which is our YouTube channel, where this and many other game sessions and stories are housed. In fact, you can go back and watch from the very beginning of day one, where we started with a bang, and it's just been getting weirder and weirder ever since. So yes, the entirety of this story, the entirety of our teen superhero story, everything spooky and sci-fi and fantasy that we have done over the past year and a bit is housed there. So go check it out. Give it a follow. It is free. And I do like to see that little metric number go up. Cool. Yeah. And we'll be back at some point to find out what happens with the very, very well-planned costume contest / beauty contest / talent contest or oratory competition. We're not quite sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be fascinating, I'm sure. And I'm sure that we won't cause any kind of ruckus when we're all let loose on an unsuspecting town next weekend. That will go very, very smoothly with no problem. But the good news is no one has died yet.
We got that going for us.
Yes.
That you know of. I mean, well, Professor.
But is Professor Stibble actually dead? That's a question. And since we're not allowed to summon his spirit to find out, thank you very much. We'll just have to be left in suspense. Anyway, no, it's all good. Hey, we should probably go and hang out with someone who is doing something fun that people might want to watch. Do we have any ideas, or should we just randomly select someone?
It's Catterday over at Megan and Mel's channel.
Oh, of course. Well, we have to do that then. If you don't know Meg, well, now you do. She is wonderful. She is a friend to all. So head over there, someone drop the raid calls in, if you would, while I learn how to type again. Load up that raid call. Awesome sauce. And we are going to go and share the hype and magic with Miss Meg. And we will see you all back here very soon. Yep, that's working. Cool. All right. Bye, everybody.